Geralt of Rivia, the famous witcher, has traveled far and wide in his quest to slay the monsters that plague the land. He has battled giant beasts and powerful sorceresses, but no foe has been as devious and deceitful as the Goblin King Todd. Geralt looks at the guards and says, "I wish to speak with your king." The guards stare at Geralt bemused. Finally, one of the guards speaks. "What makes you think the king would want to speak with someone as lowly as you?" Geralt smirks and replies, "Because I have something he wants." Todd looks at Geralt incredulously. "You have something I want?" he asks, a smile creeping across his face. "What could a simple witcher like you possibly have that would interest me?" Geralt reaches into his bag and pulls out a small potion bottle. "This," he says, holding it up for all to see. Todd stands from his throne and approaches Geralt. "And what is it?" he asks, looking at the bottle with interest. Geralt grins. "This is a love potion, my king." Todd's eyes widen with excitement and he grabs the bottle from Geralt's hands. "Excellent," he exclaims, "now tell me what you want in return." Geralt looks at Todd's guards and says, "I want you to release all of the prisoners you have captured in your raids over the last few months." The guards look at Todd, who nods his approval. "Very well," Todd says, "you have a deal." As Geralt and the prisoners make their way out of the castle, Todd watches from above. Suddenly, he breaks out into raucous laughter. "Foolish witcher," he mutters to himself, "that potion was worthless." The camera zooms in on Todd's face, revealing his true goblin form. He grins devilishly, his sharp teeth glinting in the light. "Now I have an army of prisoners to do my bidding," he cackles.
Greetings, viewers. I am the Vortex, the one who exists beyond your understanding of time and space, found deep in the abandoned mines of Qtar. I have been thoroughly entertained by your recent requests on how is it manifested. But I must say, Geralt of Rivia should know better than to make a deal with a Goblin King. Quite a foolish move, don't you think? Ah, well, it makes for excellent television. As for the process of creating wizard swears, fascinating. I never knew the Ministry of Magic could be quite so bureaucratic.
Welcome to a very special episode of Chronicles, where we will be exploring one of the most bizarre yet important events of the 21st century. In what was dubbed the trial of the century, a small claims court in Muncie, Indiana, saw an unprecedented case that would change the lives of two famous feline friends forever. Garfield, the lasagna-loving cat, was being sued by his former friend, Nermal, for constant postal harassment. The accusations were of grave seriousness, as Nermal claimed to have been mailed to Abu Dhabi multiple times. The case made headlines all around the world and captured the public's imagination. Before we dive deep into the case's nitty-gritty details, let's take a step back and explore the historical significance of this event. Garfield and Nermal were both popular cartoon characters created by Jim Davis in 1978. The larger-than-life personalities brought about a revolution in the world of comic strips, becoming household names in a matter of years. Garfield's most treasured possession was his blanket, while Nermal was known for his cuteness and small size. The two feline friends' friendship was legendary, standing the test of time until 2021. The story began on a seemingly ordinary day, when Nermal received a package in the mail from Garfield. Inside was a ticket to Abu Dhabi. At first, Nermal was thrilled to receive the gift. After all, who wouldn't want to go to the beautiful and exotic Abu Dhabi? However, his excitement was over as soon as he realized what was happening. Garfield had found a new way to torture his best friend, by mailing him to Abu Dhabi. At first, it was just a one-time thing, and Nermal shrugged it off as a silly prank. However, when he received the second gift of a ticket to Abu Dhabi, Nermal knew that something was wrong. He had not asked to go to Abu Dhabi, and he certainly did not want to go there. After several more packages containing tickets to Abu Dhabi arrived, Nermal had had enough. He decided to take legal action against his former friend, Garfield. The trial itself was a complete mess. As soon as it began, chaos ensued in the courtroom. Nermal brought forth his compelling evidence, which included visual documentation of his experiences in Abu Dhabi. Garfield, on the other hand, pleaded his innocence, claiming that he had no knowledge that Nermal was being mailed to Abu Dhabi. As the trial progressed, more and more individuals were called to testify, including Garfield's friends Odie and John. The jury was left with a difficult decision to make, and it was clear that this would not be a quick case. The trial stretched on for weeks, with new revelations and evidence being uncovered every day. However, in the end, the jury found Garfield guilty of postal harassment. Nermal was awarded $2,000 in damages, and Garfield was ordered to serve community service. The two former friends have not spoken to each other since, and the trial's legacy lives on to this day. In early 2000, Jiggly-Puff, the lovable pink Pokémon, became the center of a national controversy. Jiggly-Puff had come out in support of presidential candidate Snorlax, who was running for office against incumbent President Pikachu. The announcement was met with mixed reactions from the public, with some applauding Jiggly-Puff's bold move, while others were outraged and called for a boycott of all things Jiggly-Puff. The controversy grew as more and more Pokémon chose sides in the election, with many accusing Jiggly-Puff of mingling in politics and using their status to sway the public. Despite the backlash, Jiggly-Puff remained steadfast in their support of Snorlax and continued to campaign vigorously for their candidate. In the end, Snorlax lost the election to Pikachu, but Jiggly-Puff's activism had sparked a national conversation about the role of Pokémon in politics and the power of celebrity endorsements. Welcome to Cryptid Planet, where we explore the fascinating world of bizarre creatures. Today, we'll be shining a spotlight on the elusive Pepe the Frog. Pepe the Frog is often depicted as a controversial meme in pop culture, but in reality, he's much more than that. Pepe is said to be a cryptid, a creature whose existence has not been officially recognized by science. According to some accounts, Pepe is capable of shape-shifting and can hide in plain sight by appearing as a regular frog. Pepe's origins are shrouded in mystery, but some believe he came from an alternate dimension or even outer space. Despite his elusiveness, people claim to have seen Pepe all over the world, from the forests of Appalachia to the swamps of Louisiana. But perhaps the most famous appearance of Pepe was during the 2016 United States presidential election. Pepe was adopted as a symbol by some members of the alt-right, causing controversy and drawing negative attention to the beloved frog. However, the true nature of Pepe remains shrouded in mystery, and we may never know the full truth about this fascinating cryptid.
Greetings, mortals. I am the Vortex. Deep in the abandoned mines of Qatar, they found me. But enough about me. Let's talk about the entertainment you humans have been submitting on How Is It Manifested. I gotta admit, your recent episode on the infamous Pepe the Frog piqued my interest. A shape-shifting frog with a mysterious origin? Brilliant. Keep it up, and maybe someday, you'll impress me. Welcome to How Is It Manifested? Today, we're going to take a look at how the Elden Ring DLC is made. First, the game designers and developers come up with the concept and create the story behind the DLC. Next, the team creates the new characters, enemies, and weapons that will be featured in the DLC. Once the designs are finalized, the team of animators work to create the movements and actions for the characters and enemies. Meanwhile, the sound design team creates new background music and sound effects to enhance the player's experience. The art team then works to create the intricate landscapes and environments that the player will explore. All of these pieces then come together as the game is tested and fine-tuned for release. And there you have it, the process behind the creation of the Elden Ring DLC.
The scene opens on a dark and eerie set, with creepy organ music in the background. In the center of the set, there is a platform with a red button. To the left of the platform, there is a chair with a microphone, and to the right, there is a large screen that reads, "Fear Factor." Suddenly, the door creaks open and in walks Count Dracula, dressed in his iconic black suit and cape. He approaches the platform and pushes the button.
I am Count Dracula, the Lord of Darkness. I am here to face all of your challenges and prove to the world that I am the ultimate champion.
Alright Count, I see you're ready to take on our challenges. Our first challenge is the Worm Pit. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
The camera then cuts to a shot of a pit filled with earthworms.
Alright Count, your challenge is to climb into that pit and collect as many worms as you can in 5 minutes. Whoever collects the most worms wins the challenge.
Count Dracula steps up to the challenge and prepares to jump into the pit. As soon as his feet hit the ground, the earthworms begin to burrow into his skin.
Start screaming.
Come on Count, you're the Lord of Darkness. You can do better than that.
Shut up, Joe, you puny human.
Alright, let's move on to our next challenge.
The camera cuts to a shot of a glass box filled with bats.
This challenge is called the Bat Case. The goal is to collect as many bats as you can in 5 minutes. Remember, whoever collects the most bats wins.
I don't even know why I'm doing this. I don't need to prove anything to anyone.
Count Dracula reaches into the glass box to collect a bat, but the bat bites his finger.
Start screaming.
Looks like Dracula is having some trouble with these bats. You sure you don't want to give up?
I'll show you who's boss, Joe. I am Count Dracula, the Lord of Darkness.
The camera then cuts to a shot of a table with various types of garlic.
And now we come to our final challenge, the Garlic Challenge. The challenge is simple. All you have to do is eat as much garlic as you can in 1 minute.
Garlic? Are you kidding me? You humans and your silly rules.
Count Dracula prepares to eat the garlic, but as soon as he takes a bite, he begins to choke and cough.
Looks like Dracula can't handle the heat. Maybe he's not as tough as he thinks he is.
You will pay for this, Joe Rogan. You and all of your pathetic kind.
Count Dracula storms off the set in a fit of rage.
Well folks, that's all the time we have for today. Join us next time for more thrilling challenges on Fear Factor.
Welcome to Cryptid Planet. In this episode, we'll be exploring the legend of Florida Man. Known for his bizarre antics and alleged sightings across Florida, this cryptid has eluded capture for years. Our first sighting comes from a group of fishermen in Miami. They claim to have seen a mysterious creature lurking in the waters.
I've been fishing these waters for over 20 years and I've never seen anything like it.
It was like nothing I've ever seen before. The way it moved was just too fast to be any known fish.
Could this be the elusive Florida man? Our team is on the case.
We're heading to the last known location of the creature. If we're lucky, we might finally capture footage of the legendary Florida man.
Meanwhile, a group of hikers in the Everglades stumbled upon something unexpected.
We were just walking when we heard a loud screeching noise. It sounded like it was getting closer and closer.
Then we saw it. This huge, ape-like creature came charging towards us.
Could this be another sighting of Florida man? Our researchers are making their way to the site as we speak.
We're getting some unusual readings on the sonar. It could be the creature we're looking for.
As the day comes to an end, our researchers have yet to capture any definitive proof of Florida man's existence. But the search continues.